Episode 9 is set to introduce a ton of twists and turns as well as surprises in this film by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one aspect of Episode 9 that a lot of fans are truly looking forward to seeing in this movie is exactly how J.J. Abrams is going to handle the character of Rey and even Rey's lineage in this movie that's going to be changed in order to end the Skywalker saga on a satisfying note. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with the character of Rey and Reys Father's identity in this movie. Specifically, a description of a younger Rey sitting on a desert world next to a campfire where it's described that an older man is sitting next to Rey that carries a deeper resemblance to her. It's described to be a moment between both Rey and her father on Jakku. The next goes over Rey's father handing her a book, to which the sequence is described as Vidar Krital's gift to Rey. It's described that the Vidar character is handing Rey a bag full of Jedi relics that were brought by Luke Skywalker and given to the Church of the Force. It's said that the Vidar Krital character is dubbed as the Traveler, one who collected Jedi Lore with the help of Lor-San Tekka, where Tekka who had the help of Luke Skywalker. It's described that Lor-San and Vidar Krital knew each other on the planet of Jakku. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this. Now, we do know that J.J. Abrams is going to be making Reys Father quite prominent in this movie that will serve as a tool to answer many different questions for the character of Rey, who she really is, where she actually comes from, and the potential of the character by the end of this movie. So with that being said, I want to go over this character's name. Now, we actually heard about the first name, I would say maybe 2 weeks ago, give or take, about Reys Father actually being dubbed as Vidar. Now, the last name itself is actually Krital, almost as if it's like crystal of some kind. It's Krytal. It's almost like a play on words of crystal in a way, in my opinion. So when we look at Episode 9, we do know that Luke Skywalker and the Church of the Force is going to play quite a big role in this movie, at least when it comes to the flashback sequences and the vision sequences for this movie provided by J.J. Abrams. Now, when I think about this, alright, we do know that J.J. Abrams wants to give Rey a very important lineage in this movie, and wants to change many different elements of the character, in which he did. So with that being said, this version of Rey in this movie is going to be a whole lot different than the Rey that we saw in The Force Awakens and in The Last Jedi. So, Rey's father being named Vidar Krital and also being dubbed as the Traveler. We also know that he was a member of the Church of the Force, during the events of course, before the sequel trilogy era. Now, what's really intriguing to me, though, is that when we look at the characters of, like, Rey and Kylo Ren, if you guys read the Force Awakens novelization, you will find that there are a lot of hints here and there about Reys Past actually being slightly developed by J.J. Abrams that did not get pretty much, expanded in Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. They didn't expand on that. So, in this whole entire sequence, it's really intriguing that Reys Father is handing Rey the bag of Jedi lore. That definitely does explain as to why she knows a lot about the Jedi, how she believes in the Jedi, and thinks, something about Luke Skywalker. She believes he was a myth during the events of The Force Awakens. She did in fact learn a lot, and we could already tell as to exactly how she learned so much material of the Jedi lore is because of this Vidar Krital character. Now, even John Williams himself said before in a podcast once that he believes that there's more to the story of Rey's parents, Rey's father, her mother, and he doesn't believe that they are nobody and that the truth will be answered in Episode 9. It seems as though that John Williams, even though he is the guy who does the music of the Star Wars movies, seems as though that J.J. Abrams is going to be exploring many surprising elements of Reys Father in this movie that's going to answer quite a number of questions for the character of Rey in Episode 9. Honestly, guys, I'm very fascinated about this movie. I'm very intrigued about it. because of the mystery of it all. You know, wondering exactly, you know, what's going to happen to Kylo Ren, what's going to happen to Rey, where things are really going to go in this film. You know, there's a lot of things that are going to happen in this movie. We do know that it's going to be a big movie, and it's going to be, you know, a Star Wars film that's longer than the usual Star Wars movies. So could that very well be a hint that it's going to be the quote-unquote longest Star Wars movie in history? It's very possible for sure. Now, lastly, I just want to go over Reys Father. We do know that this character is associated with Jedi Lore and the Church of the Force. If you guys read the Force Awakens novelization, you do learn a little bit more about the Church of the Force. Lor San Tekka was a part of it, in case you guys have no idea who he is. He's the old man that was killed by Kylo Ren on the planet Jakku. He actually knew Han and Leia, he even knew Luke Skywalker, and it's exactly why he knew where Kylo Ren came from, and that he cannot deny his family, which is the truth. So he knows about Han and Leia and the whole entire Skywalker family. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.